Hi, today I'm going to share with y'all how does the LCCI sample examination looks like, and I'll be sharing with you the LCCI Level 2 course accounting. Now basically this is the student login portal. Exam is going to be computer based, but still you have to take exam with us, the approved centers. That means you're not allowed to take exam at home. You're not allowed to use your own computers, so you have to come to our center and you have to take exam directly from us. We will host the exam. So this is a sample login that I'm just going to log in. So once you've logged in, they will ask for this two-factor authentication. So basically they will send a code to my email account where I will have to retrieve the code and I will have to enter the code in order to go into the portal. So I'm going to do it now. Right, so I have entered the code earlier and I've actually logged in. So you could see that now this is how it basically looks like. So we will be attempting one of the LCCI exams. So there's a couple of sample exams that we have here, but today I will share with you how would the cost accounting paper in level 2 looks like. Now you could see that it looks something like that, and then there will be this multiple choice test that we are allowed to start. So I'm going to click this, and these are the assessment instruction. Now I'm going to leave the instruction here on the screen so that if you want to go through, you could actually just pause the video and then you could read it one by one. But basically you could see that these tests will run out after 6 minutes. 60 minutes is up, and then you either get a pass or refer. Refer means you didn't get through the exam, and the passing mark will be 50%. And then you could see that they say questions will be presented in sets of 5, so which you have one chance to review before you continue to the following set of questions. So this is to secure your progress in the unlikely event that your connection is lost. However, 60 minutes time frame will not pause on re-entering the assessment. So in case you have accidentally logged out, you could come in again, but just that the timer will continue to run. So that's basically the key things. Now if you want to read all the instructions, so please go ahead, read it by pausing the video. We're going to start the assessment now. So by clicking continue, you are starting the exam. Your time will begin counting down when you do this. So we're going to click continue. Right, timer has now started. It's positioned at the top right of the screen, which is the timer that you're seeing over here. And then these are the sample of the questions that we're going to have. Now I'm not here to go through, but at least you could see the style of questions that they're asking. So this is questions on variance. They're asking you to work out what's the material price variance. This is a break-even analysis questions. They're asking you what is the break-even point in quantity. So it's not a very difficult question if you look at it. It's kind of like handle and manageable. They give you the selling price is 32, the variable cost is 24, so which means you know that the, let me have my calculator, you know that the contribution is actually 8, and the fixed cost associated with the product is 43,000. So the break-even quantity is going to be the fixed cost divided by 8. So the answers will actually be 5375. That's how you do it, okay? Right, then we have these another variance questions asking you to calculate labor efficiency variance. And then this is that kind of questions which is testing on your understanding. And if you look at this, you can find like they're asking on various parts. Like they say, which of the statement is true? LIFO will give a higher value of closing inventory when prices are rising. So we study this in material price issue method. And we know that LIFO, basically they issue the stock based on the last in. And when they issue the stocks based on the last in, then basically the closing stock is based on the older stock, which the price is cheapest, right? So actually this is a wrong statement, correct or not? So that's not correct, okay? And then they say that the variable cost per unit falls as the output rises. Not true. The variable cost per unit is always the same. Whether you make more, you make less, the cost per unit is the same. Now, the fixed cost per unit goes up when production output rises. Is wrong as well, right? Because when your fixed cost, the amount is fixed, the more you make, you're sharing out the cost. So the fixed cost per unit will actually reduce. And prime cost consists of the total direct cost of production. Now, you know that is the understanding of cost unit. Okay, prime cost is all the direct costs add together. So I'm just using this to show you that this is the kind of questions that it's testing on your understanding. There's no calculation, so it's kind of like straightforward, right? Okay, now then question 5 is actually on investment appraisal. So you could see that they're asking you what method that is suitable for J to make his investment choice, and another question that is testing on your understanding. But from the questions, you could see that they are testing you on labor costs. All right, okay. Question 7. Again, this is a labor cost questions. They're asking you what's the gross pay for the month of November. Okay. Now identify whether this statement is true or false. So you realize that besides the multiple choice questions that we're going to have. Oops, I think I accidentally clicked this. Like it doesn't matter, just leave it. Now, you could see that they ask you to have this kind of like a drop-down menu that you could choose the options. So, whether this is a true statement or a false statement, like LIFO costs issues of inventory at the oldest relevant purchase price. Do you issue using the oldest? No, you issue using the newest. The oldest is the first batch, so this is a false statement. FIFO values the closing inventory at the most recent purchase price. Now, because you issue the one that is the oldest, so the closing stock is the most recent. This is true. Now, what happens if, let's say, you say I made one correct and one wrong? Well, obviously it's wrong, okay? You cannot have half correct to be correct. Alright, now there's another questions that you could see that they are asking you to identify whether this cost is variable, semi-variable, or fixed. So again, it's something similar like true or false that you could have a choice, a drop-down menu that you could choose, okay? Now, another one that you could see over here, again, that there is a drop-down menu that you could choose whether is this the role of financial accounting or the role of the management accounting. Where did we study this? Actually, we studied this in chapter 1, right? Okay. Okay. Oh, alright. So looks like I am not allowed to leave my question blank. So, well, that's something new, okay? Because this is the first time that we have attempted this. Well, let's see if we're gonna be so lucky that by just randomly selecting how we're gonna get marks. Okay, so we're gonna continue. Right, so we have finished off the sample. I didn't realize that it's going to be so short. Unfortunately, you were unsuccessful in passing the exam with a score of just 36 marks. Hey, I got 36 marks out of like simply click, right? Okay, and basically they say that the list below contains the learning outcomes that you have the greatest difficulty, which is learning outcome 1. That means they are testing you the much easier bit of the example. Alright, so I guess this is a good glimpse of how our LCCI exam going to be in the new format. Alright, and that's well, I think that's good enough for us to have an idea what are we expecting, and you could see some of those questions that we have seen over here. So that's a bit of my sharing with you so that you will not get too anxious about your exam. Thank you very much, guys. Bye bye.